You know those cancer machines at the security checkpoint in the airport? Well, New York now wants to put those in the subway stations to detect if someone is carrying a gun.
There are these new scanners, and they would look for guns at subway turnstiles. Pretty innovative here. Could be complicated, though.
His phone is on the left, the gun is on the right. That box there is showing you where the gun is.
New York City is looking to test out technology inside the subway system. These new body scanners by Evolved Technology help detect weapons.
We are going to use technology to identify those bad people who are carrying bad weapons.
The goal is to help drive down crime and ultimately make New Yorkers feel safe on the subway. The technology is not inside the train stations yet. The city has submitted a report which starts off a 90-day waiting period before these scanners can be officially used in a pilot program. The NYPD demonstrated how it would work. If the scanner beeps showing a weapon, officers will be allowed to search that one pocket or area where the weapon is believed to be. City leaders did not say how much the pilot program is projected to cost, but Adams says he's looking at different funding revenues.
We could reach out and get Homeland Security money from the federal government. We believe that we could get some local businesses who would just sponsor the devices in their train stations.
The Legal Aid Society says they do have concerns over false positives and people being wrongfully accused of carrying a weapon.
So when it comes to this type of technology, gun detection systems, we're primarily concerned with false positives. People being falsely identified of having a weapon, causing law enforcement to be afraid and possibly react in a way that could get themselves hurt and also the individual hurt.
If you really think this is going to stop criminals from bringing guns on the subway, you're a goofball. There were 472 subway stations in New York City. In 2021, New York City had a total subway ridership of 760 million. And on average, on the weekends, it's over 2 million people coming in and out of the subways. There's no way they're putting these things at every single subway station, running 760 million people through them every year. They'll likely put them at the most popular stations only. So if a criminal wanted to bring a gun on the subway, they just go to the stations that don't have these scanners. The same way you could just click the link in the description section of this video to order your pair of my favorite in-ear wireless Bluetooth hearing protection, the AKT1 Blackouts, that have a certified NRR rating of 25 dB, 6 times hearing enhancement, active noise cancellation, and active noise blocking, and 10-hour battery life with 20 more in the case. So click the link in the description section, grab a pair, then come back and finish this video. Now, my thing is this: if you have to place 750 National Guard members in the subway stations because the crime is so bad, the one place I want to have a gun is in the New York City subways. You clearly can't keep people safe, and these little cancer machines, which I don't really know if they cause cancer, I just feel like they do, but they're not going to do anything. And they said it themselves. The goal is to make people feel safe, not actually be safe.
The city is falling apart. And I love how quickly people are like, the crime rate's down, the crime rate's down. That may be, I'm not a sociologist. But what I do know as a native New Yorker is that the type of crime and the people committing them is much different than it used to be. In the 80s and 90s, there was a lot of stick-up kids and gangs and just crime, you know, that you would see in a major metropolitan area. The crime we're experiencing now is something out of Batman Forever, okay? This is Arkham Asylum pushing people on the train tracks just at the right moment to make sure you maximize the kill. Psychopaths who just got released from an insane asylum punching women in the face, and no one doing anything because real New Yorkers don't live here anymore because they can't.
But who are we fooling? The real reason they're doing this is to stop good people from legally carrying guns in the subway to protect themselves, because they're angry that the Supreme Court held that New York state law that made it impossible for anyone to get a carry permit was unconstitutional. So like a bunch of petulant children, New York responded by allowing carry permits, but then making all of the places most people go to on a daily basis, like the subway, a gun-free zone. And now they're taking their temper tantrum a step further by probably making some politician's buddy who owns the scanner company super rich while passively infringing on people's ability to protect themselves in the hellhole that is the New York City subway system. But let's say this works and it prevents everyone from bringing a gun on the subway. The subway doesn't drop you off right in front of your house or your destination. You still have to walk from the subway to your location, and everyone knows you're most vulnerable to attacks in transitional spaces, and clearly a ton of people use the subway system to navigate the city. So you've supposedly made it safer on the ride to my location, but stripped me of a way to protect myself where I'm going to be most vulnerable at my location. So how does that make any sense? Well, folks, it's not supposed to make any sense. It's supposed to control you. These anti-gun politicians gain control over you by selling you the illusion of safety because their ultimate goal is not safety, it's control, which is why they're trying to put scanners in subways who will only prevent the law-abiding from bringing guns on the subway. So what do you think? Do you agree with me that this is nothing more than another attempt to take away people's two-way rights when they need it the most? Or do you think these scanners will make people feel safe when they ride the subway? Leave a comment in the comment section, hit the subscribe button, and tap the bell symbol, and then tap the all. And like and share this video with all of your friends, your family, your baby mama, your baby daddy, and that one person you don't want anyone to know you slept with that one weekend in Tulum.